a dense and nameless nothing, conscious, mute. So that is the nirvana of the negation of the inconscious. Nothing, nameless nothing, conscious, mute, which seemed alive but without body or mind, lusted all being to annihilate. That is what the nirvana is there, to annihilate everything, to swallow up everything, that it might be forever nude and soul. It did not allow anything to exist at all there. And yet this yogi is surviving there, is living there, he is present there. You see, it is not able to overpower him and swallow him up. You see. So what kind of capacity he has, you see, this yogi, a dense and nameless nothing, conscious mule, which seemed alive, but it is not really living, but without body or mind, lusted all being to annihilate. It wants to swallow whatever is coming here, that it might be forever nude and alone, as in a shapeless beast, intangible jaws, shapeless beast, intangible jaws, gripped, strangled with the lusting, viscous blood. My God, viscous blood, attracted to some black and giant mouth, and swallowing throat and a huge belly of doom. What can you explain? You see? And a huge belly of doom is being from its own vision disappeared. That is the absolute negation of his own in that night. Is from its own vision disappeared, drawn to a depth that hungered for its fall. That hungered, it wants it to fall, but of course it is not going to fall there. Terrific description. Yeah. A formless void suppressed his struggling brain. Formless void, because there is no form there at all, nothing. It is blank, it is nirvana, formless. Suppressed his struggling brain. A darkness grim and cold oppressed his flesh. So darkness is oppressing his flesh. The formless void is suppressing his brain. The formless void is suppressing his brain. Darkness is oppressing his flesh. This is what it means to see. Now, there is a little history behind this one. Suppressed and oppressed. What these people have done, the revised edition, they have removed the suppressed first and made it oppressed. And instead of oppressed here, benumbed. Instead of oppressed, it is benumbed. Means the line I reached there is, a formless void oppressed his struggling brain. A darkness grim and cold benumbed his flesh. That is how it reads in the revised edition. Now, the history which is given there, luckily they have given some background of that thing. The last but one manuscript of Srivendra, in his own handwriting, the last but one manuscript of Srivendra has a formless void oppressed his struggling brain. Instead of suppressed, he has got oppressed. The formless void oppressed his struggling brain. A darkness and cold benumbed his flesh. That is the penultimate manuscript in Shivendra's handwriting. Then, final manuscript, when Shivendra copied the same thing again, then he says, he wrote oppressed in both the places. A formless void oppressed his struggling brain, a darkness grim and cold oppressed his flesh. Now that is obviously, evidently a slip, repeating oppressed. So final manuscript has oppressed, repeated instead of benumbed. It is not benumbed at all, which was there earlier. And then copied in his own hand and typed in the final manuscript, oppressed in the first line, art when the manuscript was typed out and shown to him, at that time he oppressed in the first line, means a formless void oppressed his struggling brain, and uttered in the typescript suppressed, means suppressed and oppressed got interchanged in the typescript with him. Then, so basically, the typing mistake was corrected while the typescript was revised, and the final typescript has a formless voice suppressed, a darkness grim and cold oppressed. The final corrected dictated line is like that. But now these people are going back to the penultimate manuscript. I will say it has no value at all. Although he had made a slip in repeating oppressed in both the places, he got corrected that thing in the final typescript. So I would rather go by what is the final dictated version. A formless void, oppressed, struggling brain, and it sounds better also, see. A darkness grim and cold, oppressed his flame. A whispered grey suggestion chilled his heart. Suggestion itself is chilling the heart. Hail with serpent foes from its warm home. Hail, pull, dragged. You are hailing Lord like that, you are dragging. A prey is hailing, a beast is hailing the prey like that, dragging. Hail with serpent foes. Serpent, of course, life force, fallen life force. From its warm hole and dragged to extinction in blank vacancy. You see, the whole picture is that vacancy, of that blank, of that nirvana, of the absolute, of the absolute darkness of nirvana, of the inconscience, and dragged to extinction in blank vacancy. Life clung to its seat with cost of gasping breath. So that serpent force is that life. By a serpent force, life clung, that fallen life, she is the serpent force, she is dragging. Life clung to its, now here he uses its because it's serpent force. Lapped was his body by a tenebrous tongue. My God. See, the dog is lapping the milk like that, you see. His body, his back is lapped. Lapped was his body by a tenebrous tongue. Lapped was trucking. His bar, D, by, pirik, a tenep, pirik, anapist, and last put is lapped was his body by tenebrous tongue. Tenebrous tongue of whose? Of that life, of that serpent force, tenebrous tongue of that life. This is a description which is now this word lapped appears 3 times in Savitri. Word lapped. Here, of course, his body was lapped by a tenebrous tongue. 62.12 is what we got. Then 65.18, and lapped in a magic flood of sorrowless suburb. That lap is very sweet lap there. 65.18. And lapped in a magic flood of a sorrowless hour. And the third appearance of lap is 100.9. Through fade and motion, lapped in a moveless light. Lapped in a moveless light. Face and pasture lapped in a moveless light, you see. These are 3 occurrences of the word lapse. Existence mothered, traveled to survive, because the tongue is lapping his body, the tenebrous tongue. Hope strangled, perished in his empty soul. The hope also gone. Belief and memory abolished, died. He was carrying the memory of his existence, even that gone completely. That is the real nirvana, absolute removal of that thing. And all that held the spirit in its course completely gone. He has absolutely no help there at all. Yet I don't know how he's going to survive. Yet one doesn't know how he's going to survive. Existence, mother travel to survive. Hope strangled, perish in his empty soul. Belief and memory abolish time. And all that held the spirit in his course. They crawl through every tense and aching nerve. Crawl through every tense and aching nerve because everything is gone now. The nerves are aching now. Leaving behind this poignant, quaking trail in nameless and unutterable fear and nameless. So what? Now a yogi like Ashwapati having fear, see, because of this thing. One doesn't know if he will survive there or not. That fear is there. Because memory is gone, belief is gone completely. Nothing is there to stand upon. They are crawling through every tense and aching nerve, leaving behind this poignant, quaking trail, a nameless and unutterable fear. You cannot describe that thing at all. You cannot talk about it. You cannot, the description is impossible for that kind of a thing. Unutterable fear. Now, a nameless and unutterable fear. Ashwapati has fear. The yogi has the fear. The whole passage, these few sentences which I got. You see, as if he has written his own epitaph. As if Shabandhu has written his own epitaph. After we drew, we got the mother's inscription on the Samadhi. Mother's inscription on the Samadhi. Today, who has been the material envelope for a master, the physical body of Shabandhu in there. Today, who has been the material envelope of our master. Today, our infinite gratitude before Thee, who has done so much for us, who has worked, struggled, suffered, hoped, endured so much before Thee, who has willed all, attempted all, prepared, achieved all for us. Before Thee, we bow down and implore that we may never forget, even for a moment, all we owe to Thee. She says, who has worked, struggled, suffered, hoped, endured so much before Thee, who has willed all, attempted all for us. The whole world's pain He had taken on Himself. This is the complete description of that. So in a certain sense, you can see that what we have got is really the epitaph on His Samadhi. Here you see, struggled all. And what a beautiful prayer Mother said to the physical body of Shabandhu. Today, who has been the material of our Master. Today, our infinite gratitude before Thee, who suffered, who has done so much for us, who has worked, struggled, suffered, worked, struggled, that you have to see here, you see, suffered. Complete nirvana of the night, He is there suffering, struggled, who endured so much before Thee, who has willed all, attempted all, prepared, achieved all. Then she says, achieved all for us. Achieved all. What is that she has? What does that mean? It's not given here, of course, but Mother's prayer says, achieved all. What is that He has achieved all? Because in that body, who has suffered and struggled and all that thing, there is the supramental presence permanently maintained there. Something which cannot go away. It is kind of locked there in the physical. The supramental power and light is completely locked, kind of trapped there. It cannot escape from that thing. That is achieved all for us. It is there. It is for us to benefit. Achieved all for us. Before Thee, we bow down and implore that we never forget, even for a moment, all we owe to Thee. How many of us go to the Samadhi and say that we will never forget you? Even at the Samadhi, we don't remember him, you see. How much he has suffered and struggled, you see. Existence, mother. See, the whole description is a totally different kind of description. I don't think anywhere in the yogic literature you had this kind of an experience of a yogi, you see. Absolutely nowhere. Existence, mother, travel to survive, hope, strangle, perish in his empty soul. Everything is gone completely. Belief and memory abolished, died, and all that held the spirit in his soul, even that gone, that there crawled through every tense and aching nerve, leaving behind his poignant, quaking trail a nameless and unutterable fear.